I'm very similar in many ways to Charles Barkley, that's true.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to A Conversation with Colin. I'm Greg, and this is my roommate, Colin. Now, sometimes Colin says crazy stuff. So thanks to your support on Patreon, we're doing one final season where I reach into the random topic pile, pull one out, toss it at him, talk it out for your amusement. If you like that, like the video, subscribe to our channel, support us on Patreon, share us with your friends, follow us on Twitter, name your dog Colin, name your turtle Greg. Colin, are you ready?
Yes.
Today's topic of conversation is, what does Colin feel about being a role model? Deny it all you want, you're at that point. Does it change the way you've communicated with people? Does it add pressure? This is from Thomas Neville, a patron over at patreon.com/kindafunny.
I don't really consider myself a role model.
Yeah? You're like Charles Barkley now.
I am. Well, I'm very similar in many ways to Charles Barkley. That's true. That's very true. But I accept that I am like somewhat of a public figure, a D-list internet public figure with some people. And yeah, that adds some pressure, and that adds some things you have to think about.
Yeah. Has it changed anything for you? Do you act differently now?
Yes, I think I do. But I think in a way that would be good, that a person should act anyway. I think I'm a little less brash. I think I'm a little less hostile.
Yeah. You used to blight people up on Twitter. Now you try not to.
Yeah, exactly. Like I try to just set a good precedent for our community that positivity kind of is a little bit better. I'm definitely a pessimistic person. But,
Sure.
you don't have to like engage every person that talks shit about you on the internet like I used to, and I don't have to come to the rescue of my friends all the time like I used to feel like I had to. So in that respect, I'm just trying to set a good rhythm for the way everyone should act on the internet to try to just.
So now do you feel pressure about it then?
No, I don't feel pressure about it. I just think it's I see a lot of people on Twitter and a lot of people on the internet, some big people that in various spheres on the internet that are total assholes and act totally embarrassingly, and I don't want to be like that. And they have big audiences, and I don't understand that. So I think I don't want to be looked at the way I look at some of those people.
When you say that, you say big people. What are you talking about? Are you talking about like the YouTube stars? Or are you talking about like
no,
just like celebrities?
Oh, some real celebrities, some writers, some people in politics, some people in sports, all sorts of different people. There's a lot of awesome, really great people that I follow that none of the people I follow are like that. But you see people retweet it, or you find people on Twitter or whatever that are totally like hostile and antagonizing people and just getting into these stupid fights and perpetuating just internet drama and all this shit.
Do you think that's because they haven't had their focus change like you and I have?
Maybe, but some of these people are way bigger than us. So it's
sure, but I mean, like you and I always talk about the fact that like we could go on all day, all the conversation about the times we've been supported, right? Mm-hmm. Whether it's we go to PlayStation Experience, whether we go to PAX, whether it's you guys on patreon.com/kindafunny. People, this outpouring of support and them being vocal about how much they love us makes us realize how much of an impact we have.
Oh yeah, right? The context is everything. I think that's why we don't, I don't take the haters too seriously. Obviously, when someone says something mean about you, it hurts, but you kind of get used to it. Yeah, unfortunately.
Which is a sad part of the internet. Yeah.
And you're right. Like when we're in person, we meet people. You and I have been to dinner where the waiter knew us, or we've been we've been stopped on the street, and we obviously at something like PlayStation Experience, we stand in line for 2 hours as people come and just want to shake our hands and take pictures with us. And I think that's really cool, and that's positive. And I try to put that positive air out there because when I think about some people I even respect that write about, say, sports or politics or whatever, that are kind of brash and angry and antagonizing people and just acting stupid, it makes me lose respect for them. And I wouldn't want people to lose respect for me simply because of that. If you want to lose respect for me for my opinions or all those kinds of things, whatever, that's your prerogative.
But that's where I get upset. Fuck that. That's the whole point of what we talk about here. Is I said this at Beyond a PlayStation Experience, is that I hope you respect us enough so that when we say something you disagree with, you let it challenge your beliefs, or you answer us and say why you don't agree with that. You don't go, oh, I saw you in this Anita Sarkeesian video, Greg. I'm gonna have to unfollow now. Well, go fuck yourself. You're the most fair weather fan possible. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, that's true. That's a good point. I just, I would rather people not judge the way I act as opposed to the things I say.
Right.
Personally. And I don't want to be. I mean, the echo chambers on the internet are the absolute worst, and I want nothing to do with them. So I don't care what the echo chamber is even talking about. Like, I want nothing to do with it. Right.
So that's my point of always trying to find like not a cause or whatever, but the things I believe in. I want to. I'm glad you followed me for the PlayStation, the chicken wings, and the Portillo. But occasionally, I'm gonna say, hey, gay marriage is awesome, and they deserve equal rights. And if you don't believe that, I'd rather than you say, oh, fuck this guy, and click off, sit there and go, well, wait, I agree with him on all these other things. What's his opinion on this?
Yeah, we're never going to agree completely on everything.
You and I don't agree on everything, and that's the whole point of why it works.
No, certainly, and I think that, you know, what I like about me, about myself on the internet is that you can't put me in a box, and it's impossible to put me in a box. You can't, and like just with the way the things I believe in, the things I say, like it's just not possible.
Sure.
And I think if someone feels like they can be put in a box, and lots of people in these echo chambers, like all over the internet, whether they're talking about politics or games or music or whatever, can be put in a box, that should be troubling to you, because that means you're very one-dimensional.
Right.
And I just don't want to be looked at like that. So I want people to look at me as someone with a diverse array of ideas. Maybe we're going to agree on some things, maybe we're not. But I want to be respectful, and I want to be thankful, and I want to be humble, and I want, you know, we are blessed and honored to be able to do what we do. So I want to be able to put a little more positivity out there, or at least neutrality, as opposed to negativity and pessimism, because there's way too much of that, and it makes the internet boring and trite and fucking stupid, and I don't want anything to do with that. And it makes me happier. I've noticed that when I'm just being happier on Twitter and engaging less on Twitter with negative people the last couple of years, I'm happier.
What you put out is what you get back.
Exactly right.
I've definitely come down on there's tweets I'll start to write, and I'll be like, that's kind of negative, and like negative in a way, not like, you know, like I don't like this video game, but something I'm taking a dig at something and I delete it. I don't even put it up. You know what I mean? Because like I don't want to be one of those guys.
Exactly. I felt bad yesterday because on Twitter, you know, our friend Eric Castro, the bartender, follow the leader. He tweeted at me, you know, saying like we were making old fashions wrong, and there's this terrible video of this woman making like
the video quality is not bad. It's just the and her presentation isn't bad. It's just not how you make an old fashioned.
The drink is so bad, but
an old fashioned this tall, you die.
With like 12 ounces of bourbon, and it was awesome. It would like actually put you in a coma.
Yeah.
Clearly had no idea what she was doing, and I tweeted that out, and I'm like, this is just terrible. And then later on, I was like, I kind of feel bad about that. Yeah. But you know, every once in a while you gotta have your fun, I guess. But I don't want to be like that every day or every week or every month.
We don't want to be the old men in the Muppets.
And certainly not malicious. You know? So I mean, role model. I guess I hope that you find more positive and better role models than me. But if you look at me as that, I hope that I'm effective. You know, in being that.
Yeah, I think you're a good role model.
Thanks.
You're diverse. The thing I like the most about Colin and respect the most about Colin is that he has very, very staunch opinions, but I've seen him change on opinions. When the information is presented to him some way, he'll be like, all right, that's, you know, different. That's better. I like that. He's a good man.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you think Colin's a role model? What about me? Let us know in the comments below. Then make sure you share this video with your friends. Don't shake your head no right in the fucking video. Skewing the results already. Share the video with your friends. Support us over on patreon.com. If you are ever in San Francisco, come to Tempest Bar. That's where we're filming right now, the final season. It's great. And of course, for everything cool, funny nerd conversations, and everything else, kindoffunny.com. That was a lot of ice in the background.